Hi everyone, I'm Jay and this is Vroom Vroom. Welcome back to the channel, and another exciting auction day is looming for these cars behind me. Some are a lot older than this. It is the classic auction for Hobbs Parker here in Ashford, Kent, and the auction's coming up in a couple of days. So why do I like this particular auction? Well, it's local. It's probably number one, and because of the great selection of cars that they've got on sale during all of these, and some timeless classics. With the arse falling out of the second-hand car market and motorcycle market, dealers both of cars and motorbikes are looking to offload stock that they've had for a while, that they probably bought at too much money, and now the market's crashed a bit, are finding it difficult to move on, myself included in that. So we'll have a look around. Some of the guide prices might be quite ambitious, but we'll do a bit of inventory, see what they're going for, how they stack up, and hopefully they'll all find new homes. What I do like about this auction, and it's going to become very apparent very soon, is the massive difference between the conditions of some of the vehicles in here. Yeah, seen better days. Tax list for January 75. Wow. And another one. This has lived in a field. And everywhere I'm seeing on that car is just rotten as a pair. This is interesting. What is this, an Audi? Full roll cage. And the gearbox. And a very novel way of steering the car. So obviously been a race car at some point. It is a Quattro. That's going to be an interesting buy for someone. So I'm quite early into the preparation for this auction. The guys are still around putting the sheets into the windows. That S-Type. No engine, gearbox, rolling shell. Even though the hood's rusty, it does look like it's just a surface. It can be saved. And who doesn't love a Jag? Nothing in the windows for those yet. Oh. This roller needs a little bit of love. That's a lot of engine. Right, Triumph for teeth. 6 convertible. Shows you how much I know. When I saw it, I thought it was a Herald, but that will fetch good money. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Oh, is that Dolomite? Now these famously came with overdrive. Ah, it's a 2000 Mark II. I wonder if it's still got overdrive. It has. If you can see on the gear stick, on the top of it, there's a button, well, a switch there. Essentially gives you another gear. It was a great idea, and it made you feel really special as you was pushing it, like you're pressing the torpedo launch button. So one of my favourites from my youth was a Cortina, and even my favourite was a 2000E Mark III. This is a Mark V, the brown velour interior. And the dashboard. and it's still got the Cortina smell with a hint of dampness. And I do love an old Rover, and these were the 3.5 V8s with interior that just was just so comfortable. You never wanted to get out of it. Full leather, in tan, and for the most part looks pretty decent. Automatic, which back in the day when these were built really slowed these down, but and caused them a lot of fuel consumption. But it was a beautiful car. The choice of gangsters. Now this really is a bit of a puzzle. S-Type Jag. It's the big boy version. No front or rear bumper. Moss along the sides. So it's been sitting for a long time. 2 space saver wheels on it. Only worth scrap value now. I'm wondering if it was being stored when it was just stripped, or whether it happened prior to being stored. It's a shame. Would have been a nice car. Right, so we're going to go inside now. Like I mentioned, the guy who works is just putting out the sheets now with the details of the car into the cars. Look at that. At first glance, if anyone asked me what that was, I'd have said a Citroen straight away. It's an Audi. Wow, what a quirky little car. A DKW 1000S. Imported from South Africa, so no rust either. That is beautiful. And another more beautiful version of the Rover. P5. And this is stunning. Wind deflectors. Very, very nice interior. Wow. And it's a manual. Oh, I didn't see on the back when we come round to whether it was. It's a 3 litre. That's one of the best examples I've ever seen. You can really tell this is where the quality is. The MGB is beautiful as well. 49,000 miles unconfirmed. Soft top. The wire wheels, the wire bumpers. It's everything that you'd want when buying an MG. And that is a beautiful percentage. Camper as well. T2. That is nice. 44,000 miles. Now, the price of motorhomes being in the, well, anywhere from a decent one, £40,000 upwards, something like this would be a great investment, because with those you're going to be losing money. With this, it's going to be appreciating every year you have it. And yeah, a rib. You don't see these very often. Yeah, that's unusual. Not quite sure it's going to do well in here, but we'll see. I'm just panning back a little bit on this because I just thought it was another, just an MG, but it's an MGC. these were special because I think from memory they had V8. It's a says 2.912 cc on it. It really is in very good condition. It's 65,000 miles. And there's not many things that look small next to one of these, but look at this. A Honda Beat. Just to get a comparison here with the MG. MG massive next to this thing. It is. Just saw a couple looking at this. They want this car. 660 cc. So basically a motorbike engine. 111,000 miles. That is. I love this. I've got to see how much this goes for. That is just feeling a bit of love coming on here. And apparently in this auction somewhere is a Rolls Royce that used to be owned by Sir Alan Sugar. Not sure if I find that or whether that's true. I mean, all of my motorbikes were owned by James Hunt. There wasn't. No, there really wasn't. So this auction's due to take place in just a couple of days. And again, it looks like it's a very, very busy auction. The one thing that I'm not seeing so much of this time that I did at the last classic auction is cars that had been re-entered. So far, I don't think I've seen anything that's come back for a second go, or third go, or fourth go. Yeah, I was going to say that Mustang, but I'm not sure about that one either now. Mind you, I'm surprised that's in there. What year is it? Oh, 88. Yeah, I suppose that's a beast, isn't it? That's going to go for a few quid, a Defender. Recaro seats. Very nicely kitted out. Light bar on the back. And I wanted to... I had one of those. Yeah, it was beautiful. 4.2, straight 6. And it was a in that colour, which I think is British Racing Green. I got mine cheap because the oil seal had gone on the back of the engine, and the guy who sold it to me, once I'd repaired it, said he never thought he'd see that thing on the road again. So I think he was a bit gutted for selling it to me, and even more gutted that I was able to fix it within about a week of getting it. So I'm going to skip an aisle here, or maybe two. A Maserati. Is that a quad? I never say the names of these things. No sheet in it yet. And that is an Aston Martin DB7. And that seems to be in very good condition. We've got a stick on it. Yes, it has. Let's try on the other side. So let's go and be a little bit nosy. 3.2 auto, 1998, 45,000 miles, certified. Wow. And that's very well presented. So I'm saving the motorbikes till last. We'll jump down a couple here. Volvo 960. I traded a couple of Volvo estates back in the day. They were always good sellers. See, this is a Triumph Herald. Not that much difference, is there? And another DB7. Right, so we're going to make our way over now to the motorbikes, because there was a couple of entries in there which were from a... Oh, hold on. It's a Mark III Coupe. I had so many of these cars. Every one of them I ended up buying for about £50. They were cheap as chips. And now that will fetch £2 all day long. So there we have it. The first repeated one that I've seen. Oh, next to the second repeated one I've seen. This is the one I was interested in about a year ago, which is the GS 850G. And I've done some research on this. If I remember right, there's no key for it. I can't remember if the engine turned over when I tried to bump start. Well, not bump start it, but make the engine turn using the gears. This is probably the best way to describe it. And that's back in here, and it's not got a reserve on it. That is a real gamble, that bike. But you know what? If that's cheap enough, I might put a bid on that. This VRF has been in there a few times as well now, and is a well, unfortunately, it's not worth anything. It's got a guide down here of £500 to £600. I would be concerned paying £150 for that bike. But what did interest me was this one, which was a Kawasaki GPZ. I think it was a 500. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a 500S, and it's 12,000 miles. And if I remember right, I think this has come from someone who's given up riding. But it looks very, very clean for the year, which is a 97. That's going to be worth a look. So I just need to come around the other side and have a look at that. And look at that. Spares for it as well. A whole wiring loom, a manual, not the other bits in there as well. Right, so first job when I get home is to actually register to bid. I've registered for the auction, I haven't registered me deposit, I need to do that. And I think the Royal Enfield comes from the same stable. I know there was two of them. There was two of them that saying that they came from someone who's given up riding. That's really nice. I like this. £2,500 to £3,500. I'll have to do some research on that. 5,000 miles with a spare key. And I didn't see the Harley in the book, so this is a first to me here. Old Harleys are still quite good in the market. But it does always, as everything does, depend on condition and price. And these, which I can't see a, there's no sticker on it yet, but I think these come with reverse as well, due to the size. And how old is it? No number plate. Looking at the bike itself, and this is a guess, I'm not a Harley expert, I would say early 80s, but I can't tell at the moment. So they put something on it. That's going to be interesting. BMW with sidecar. Wow, my wife would love that. I'll have to show her that later. Right, so coming across the GS650. And again with this one, looks like it's just been sitting for a while. Late entry. Renewed due to retirement from riding. Oh, 74,000 miles. That's unfortunate. I might have been interested in that. Suzuki's pretty. $20,000 $800 to $1,200. Again, the prices on these now are a lot more realistic than when they were. And at that price, it's starting to pique my interest. And the Yamaha Maxim 700 retirement from riding. Good things about these, they tend to be older gentlemen and they tend to look after the bikes. I'm not sure that particular one is interested for me, but we'll see. So all in all, this has been a really interesting preview to what's coming up. The cars themselves, like I said, nothing in there really that I remember from last time around. Yeah, okay, I have a memory like a sieve, but I do remember cars normally and motorbikes, and did recognise those two in the motorbike section as being entered before. Now, in the last auction, I did have a bike in there, which was the Thundercat, which didn't sell auction. It has now gone to a good home, and I was really pleased with the price I got for that, so that was really good. So all in all, this is going to be a very good auction just to keep an eye on this time round. And even though I wasn't going to when I got here, I am going to register to actual bid in the auction, because I think there's probably 4 bikes there that I'm interested in. Even with the reduction of prices for some of the classic stuff that's going out now, I think there could be a couple of bargains there depending on sale day, as we know. So if you have enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe. You know it's important to me. Until next time, ride safe, and I'll see you soon.